everybody, and welcome to the Bill and Callie Show. I'm Callie Rosala, and Bill is on the other end of the camera right now. And today I am coming to you from the Genesius Guild Theater right here in Hammond, Indiana, with the handsome and talented Jerald Jascoviak, who is one half of the directing team for Snapshots, a musical scrapbook, which is opening on the 15th of March. Yay. And Jerry, tell us a little bit about this show, because I had no clue what it really was until I looked it up. And then I was like, oh, I have to go see this show, because how amazing is this?
It is, yeah, and that's what everyone has been saying from it. So Snapshots is probably the newest musical by Schwartz. You may know him, Godspell, Wicked, Children of Eden, Pippen, to name a few. Basically, Schwartz decided to take all of his work and mishmash it all together, and instead of just doing your typical review style, kind of like Side by Side for Sondheim, for example, or something like that, he actually took this and mishmashed it into an actual plot, brand new storyline, and he knew that in making the storyline, though, that the lyrics wouldn't necessarily all work, so he literally re-lyricized, I would say, about 75% of the songs that are in the show.
Oh, how fun.
Yes.
So I'm really super excited. So what is a little bit of the storyline? Can you tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole concept is Snapshots. It revolves around two main characters, Sue and Dan, and they're currently empty nesters. They're going through empty nest syndrome, and basically they're never really that good at communicating. I mean, so typical.
Once the kids are gone, all of a sudden, what do we talk about?
Exactly. So with that happening, Sue discovers that, yeah, it's not really working out too well. They also have the big issue of not really telling each other how they feel. So Sue decides that she wants to call it quits. She'd been planning it for a few weeks, actually, and never really had enough gusto to do it, but then decided, all right, this is the day. So she was in the attic getting her belongings that she had pre-packed, finishing up the Dear John letter that I'm leaving and whatnot. And in the process, though, unbeknownst to her husband, Dan, just so happened came home early from work that day and startles her, and in the mass putting everything back together, knocks over a box of their old photographs. And
cute.
So when he comes up to the attic, which no one's hardly ever up there, it's like, what are you doing? Oh, well, these snapshots are on the ground, hence the title name. And so it then is literally a flashback of their life. So it's based on them, but then two different parts of their lives prior to. It starts out then with their child life, basically elementary up until college graduation, and then from there it goes on to their adult life, or young adult life. So when they finally realized they actually had feelings for each other, and that then they decided to get married and child and the whole 9 yards, to then back to present, but everyone's always bouncing back and forth. So kind of think of the Ebenezer Scrooge Three Spirits concept, where everyone's always looking in onto a different aspect of the story, but in this case, people hear each other, so they're actually interacting with each other as well. Well, the youngers are interacting with the older, and then it all comes back together throughout the show.
How fun.
Yeah, and it's, again, songs you know right and left that you just love. And the first time, Becky and I actually had the privilege of seeing it workshopped, hence how we found this. Okay. It was done originally up in Northlight Theater in Chicago. So we went and saw it there, and when we saw it, fell in love with it.
Said, I know we have to do this.
Yeah, we got to do this, and I know others are going to want to do it too. I mean, that's exactly our feelings on it. It's an easy set design because it's all set in an attic. It's easy. I mean, it's all well-known music and a whole new storyline that I think would be great for any large community theater, any small community theater. And I mean, we've been waiting with bated breath for this to come out. We went as far as I actually emailed Schwartz himself.
Wow, did you hear back?
I did, surprisingly. However, not from Schwartz,
Oh.
his personal assistant.
Okay.
So,
Step away. That's
yeah,
not
one
too
step
bad.
away, I'll take it. However, there was a slight miscommunication. He actually thought we were trying to ask them to come and perform it. And we're like, no,
no.
we'd like to direct it, actually. Which the kinks had not been fully worked out then. And then we just finally saw it on MTI this last year and knew immediately we wanted to apply for it. So, yeah, and I mean, it's also obscure stuff of his work too, that some I've never even heard. Let's see, Lion Tamer, for example. I had never seen that show, and then there's even some ones where he did some unique pieces for this show as well. But he even threw in a little bit of his cinematography work too. How Does He Know from Enchanted is in this. So.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's a great time.
Yes.
So. And it's a small cast too. We actually expanded it. It's supposed to be a 6-person cast, 3 girls or 3 men, 3 women. In this case, though, we then decided to expand it to 10, just to add some more vocals to it as well, and because there's a lot of bit parts as well. So we decided we wanted to add in a few more voices, a few more characters, so that then in the original script, it's the younger selves are supposed to play the bit parts as well. We knew that it was going to be a challenge to just have them all doing everything at once. We wanted to take a little bit off their plate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and plus give more people this awesome opportunity to do the premiere of Northwest Indiana.
Yes,
or Chicago,
exactly.
for that matter. I mean, we are the premiere. Yep. So
that's very exciting.
Yes.
So if you come out to see the show, you're seeing a first.
It is.
Right here, and you're seeing a great show with great songs and a phenomenal cast, because I know probably everybody in this show, and
yeah,
it's awesome.
And the best part too is, I mean, yeah, you can find a couple clippets on YouTube. There's no soundtrack yet, so you don't even know what to even go into knowing that you're going to hear.
So you're going to hear it before you get the chance to buy the CD or the DVD or whatever. And
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping he will come out with one that I will admit was a little bit of a challenge going into this, not having one, but at the same time, it's one of those where, I mean, the new lyrics get stuck in your head just as much as the old lyrics.
Cool. So great show.
Yep.
Great cast. Great directors, you and Becky, obviously. Premiere.
Yep.
You can't go wrong.
Agreed.
It is opening on the 15th of March. It is for 2 weekends, the
Correct.
15th, 16th, and 17th, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
And then the very next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Yep.
Friday and Saturday shows are at 8 p.m. Sunday shows are at 3.
Yep.
And on the 16th, which is a Saturday, there is also a dinner theater option available to you. Dinner is served from 5 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's an additional $15, which you have to pay in advance because it's being catered, and they have to
Yep.
make sure that they know who's going to be there and who's not. But you can get tickets and everything. Their adults are $15.
Correct.
Which is a great deal.
For this area,
musical
yeah.
theater to start with, and then we all know Northwest Indiana has some of the most phenomenal theater
It's
in
true.
the area you could possibly imagine. So adults $15, seniors, which is 55 plus,
Yep.
is $12. Students, which is under the age of 18, $12.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get tickets for the show by calling 219-614-6835 or going to genesiusguild.net, and we will put that information up on our site and everything, so you can get that information and not have to keep running back and running back and writing it all down.
What was it
Box
again?
office opens at 7:15. Doors will open at 7:30 on that Friday and Saturday. It's always 45 minutes before and then 30 minutes before for the doors to open. And we're super excited. And if they bring 3 canned goods or non-perishable items, which will go towards the Vine Food Pantry, they will get $2 off your ticket.
Yep.
So an even better deal right there. Plus you're helping other people, so you can't go wrong.
Yep.
Jerry, thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. It's
Super
been a pleasure.
excited. Yes. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. We are back, and we are here with Hermina, and she plays Susie in the show. Now, tell everybody a little bit about Susie's part in this show.
Susie is the younger version of the main characters that we're actually trying to portray at different stages of their life. You meet Sue, and you also meet Dan. They're at their older stages. Their son's gone off to college. They've known each other since kids. So I get to play the younger part of Sue, and then Brian also gets to play the younger part of Dan. So it's just a lot of fun. It's kind of like you get to meet Susie and how she met Dan, and their lives together, how they grew up as kids, how they became friends, how they graduated high school together, they graduated college together, and you get to see the beginning of their relationship. It started off as friends and how the tension between them even starts to grow. I'm sure a lot of people can actually admit to that, having someone in their high school or college. But yeah, no, she's very popular per se, but by a certain time she decides and thinks like, well, am I really popular, or am I just on the back burner, what it is. So it's her part is definitely a lot of fun to play, because
and when you say popular, does the song Popular come into any of this at any point?
It very well does. A lot of the music, actually not a lot of it, all the music is by Schwartz. So you have different songs from Wicked, Pippen,
Godspell.
Godspell, actually, which is kind of funny since I was in Godspell last year around this time. So we're singing this song, and I'm like, oh, hey, this is a little familiar.
Deja vu.
Yes, so there is even Baker's Wife is on there, which is one of the most beautiful song that we get to sing at one point is Meadowlark.
Oh.
And to hear the different harmonizations, not only in that song, but all of them, is it's very moving, and it definitely adds to the emotion within the production and helps you feel the excitement, the sadness, the tension, the different things that they are trying to portray. So it's very exciting.
Awesome. Now tell everybody out there why they should come and see this show.
Oh, you should definitely come see it, because it is a night you will definitely enjoy. I know the night of the 16th, we're actually having a dinner night, which costs, I think it's $15 extra on top
more,
of the ticket price, but it's worth it. You get a 4-course meal plus a production, but either night you come, it's going to be a blast. You get to kind of almost relive your own life, because I know we all can portray to this production in some way of where, we had that special someone and we didn't speak up, and we let that tension there, or we, as one song even states, we left it with the code of silence, and it has a lot of different lessons that we can also learn from it as well. But either way, you're going to leave, knowing that you had a great time. You're going to laugh. You may cry. You may relive and kind of reminisce in your own life, but it's definitely a promising good time.
You know what? Those are my favorite kind of shows.
Yes.
Where you laugh and you have the feels and you walk out of there just this whole gamut of emotions has kind of hit you.
And
you have a wonderful time.
Oh, absolutely. And even as an actress, portraying this and seeing it in myself, it's like, oh, wow, I can remember that. So it's like reliving my own life in a sense, in my much younger years. But even now, it's just like
you're so old.
Well, but even like looking towards the future with my significant other, I'm just kind of like, it does teach you, don't be so quiet, do talk. Don't talk in a negative manner, but definitely talk and communicate. It's important in any relationship, whether it's work, family, friendship, relationship with a significant other, whatever. It's it's very important. You get so much from it.
How does it feel to know that you're doing the premiere for this whole area of a show?
Someone else asked me that, and I honestly said, it's very exciting. You definitely feel special and privileged, because not a lot of people can say that, hey, yeah, I was in a premiere in this local area for a production. Right. And kind of even doing it, and even though it's community theater, it makes you almost feel like you're on Broadway. Like, hey, it's not an actual Broadway, but it makes you feel that way.
It's our version of Broadway.
Exactly.
And when you talk about Northwest Indiana and how phenomenal theater is in this area, people don't realize you don't have to go to Chicago or New York to see great theater. We've got it right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, and I even talk to people at work or through passing, and they're like, oh wait, there's community theater? You do community theater? And I just list all the ones out. They're like, really? There's that many? And I was like, yes, there are.
Yes, there
Where
are.
do you live? check these out, and which actually is very funny because I did the gala for a PAD foundation, a very good foundation. It was for a ballet company for industrial project dance, and I was speaking to one of the mothers of one of the dancers, and she used to do show choir, and she's been missing it so much. And I asked her, I was like, well, where do you live? Chesterton. I was like, oh my goodness, you got 4th Street, you got Valpo, you got Memorial, and Chicago Street. I was like, honey, check them out and
Michigan
do something.
City's not that far. LaPorte's not that far. I mean, there's theater everywhere.
Yes, and that's what I explained to her. I was like, even look on the NETA, website. There's always auditions wherever you want to go.
And speaking of which, nietf.org.
Yes.
You can go to that website. You can see what theaters are out there, who's doing auditions. So if you want to get involved on stage, you can find out where you can go and try out for a show. It also tells you where all the theaters are. So if you want to be involved, but you're too scared to get out there on the stage, we could use you for costumes. We can use you for building sets and production and directing and all kinds of
makeup.
great things.
Makeup is always fun.
Yes,
it makes everyone feel a little popular in a sense.
That's right. Speaking of popular.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. So please check it out, and please come out and see Snapshots, a musical scrapbook right here at Genesius Guild in Hammond. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
All right.